month, I try to create a list of like 20 to 30 important people that I need to stay in contact with. That is a part of my business. So, and I nurture these people. So it's like, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a seller, or if it's a new contact, what I do is I have I won't say a drip campaign, but I have them in my contacts. And what I do is every Monday, I'll just tap in. Hey, how you doing? Hope all is well. Just checking in. And then what I do is I'll do a follow-up. But the follow-up is it's not about the business, because it depends on the person though. Because if the person's all about business, don't talk to me if it's not about business. So you got to kind of either send them like, an article or something that you guys have something in relations to keep you guys ahead, on top of mind. For me, I always have to evaluate who am I trying to stay in contact with, because you don't want to overload them and you don't want to bore them. So you have to find a nice.
So we're back with another episode of Motion and Success. Got my co-host with me, Cody. Yes, so we're about to start this episode. We're about to start this episode. We got a great guest today. Curtis Quow, well known in the Brooklyn area, New York area, tri-state. Number two?
Not yet. Not yet. What, social globally? I don't know. Social media.
Social media. Okay, all right. Cool. It's coming. Yes, well, we got the man Curtis Quow, well known, definitely in the real estate industry, party industry, networking industry, relationship, the middleman, the guy that learns the person to your problem more than likely. So we got him on the podcast today. We're going to talk a little bit about what he does, where he came from, his come-up story, and where he's at right now. So, Curtis, introduce yourself, bro, and answer, tell people that when people say Curtis Quow, like, what's some of the things that people think about when they hear your name, bro?
So, for those who don't know me, my name is Curtis Quow. I'm the CEO and founder of the New York Real Estate Mixer. I'm also a real estate broker at the Quow Group. And when people say Curtis, man, they just say humble, genuine, he knows who you need to know, so you need to holler at him. That's what they say in a nutshell.
Right.
And also just, he'll get the job done.
Yeah.
If you need something, you need a deal, or you need a contact, you need to contact Curtis.
That rhymes. Contact Curtis. Okay.
And slowly, I might be that.
Okay. That should be like the slogan of the network, like contact Curtis. Yeah, a little corny. We'll be those two. Yeah, whatever. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. So Curtis, you're originally from New York,
born and raised in Brooklyn. Yeah. When people say, where you from? And they be like, you from New York? I said, nah, it's where you from Brooklyn.
Yeah, it is. It's a really big difference. So coming up, how'd you what did you want to do when you first started coming up? Yeah. Because I know it wasn't always real estate. So young Curtis.
When young Curtis, I was playing basketball. So I was playing a lot of basketball in New York City, played in high school, played college ball. And then I didn't get to parties till after I left college, because I was focused on basketball. Yeah. And then got into working for the city. Because you need a job after college.
Yeah.
There was couldn't get overseas contract. But let me get a steady job. So I started working in the banking business first. Then I got into working. Then I started working in the city. But I was kind of bored, because my boys are not, we're not playing ball anymore. I'm back home, nothing to do. So then I started going to parties at night, during the week though. This is Monday nights, Tuesday nights. I'm like, people party during the week? So I was like, all right, cool, let me check it out. So started partying, having a good time. And then I noticed, people wanted to, buy bottles and have a good section, have an experience. And I bet, this buy a bottle here, buy a bottle there, take pictures. And then started taking pictures. Everything was going up on MySpace. I remember my name. I know MySpace was a thing, and BBMs. They remember back when you was lit. Before that, it was MySpace. When I used to throw a party, you have your nice fit on, you hanging out with girls, you throw pictures up. So then I noticed that people would just comment on my pictures. I'm like, oh shoot, people like when I throw pictures up. So everybody was like, oh, put me your top 5 friends and all that stuff happening. So then I noticed every party I went to, people I would say between 8 to 10 people started coming with me. You can have a good time. So, hey, Curtis, we want to have, we want to hang out with you, we want to have a good time. So, like, cool, no problem. Not knowing that I'm creating an experience for other people. I didn't know that this was party promoted. Get paid for free. Party for free. So then somebody was like, yo, Curtis, you should throw your own party because a lot of people come out and come have a little party with you. You should have, you should throw a party. So then I was thinking about it. And I think in 2008 or 9, I threw my first party called Bottles and Models. It was in Brooklyn.
Right about it, Orlando, smile. That's on that.
It's on YouTube too. I did a video for it. I did like a hat for it.
Yeah.
And
Bottles and Models. So
it just took off. I think 150 people showed up. Yeah. The bar made some money, and my partner and I, we made some money that night. And we was like, yo, we could do this. So then we started throwing parties in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just took my whole career to the next level, just throwing parties in the city. Mm-hmm. Like New Year's Eve parties, boat rides, rooftop parties, 4th of July, birthday parties. I'm talking with the top DJs in New York City.
Yeah.
And then from there, I saved some money, and I was able to buy my first property. Mm-hmm. That's what kind of like kept me in the game of throwing parties. I'll say that a lot of money, but it was tax free.
Right. Oh, yeah. So you kind of already had your eyes set on real estate. So you were stacking all the paper really from the party.
From the parties, yeah, because I was working full time. But what I noticed was I was living with my mom at that time, and then she was telling me, yo, listen, if you're ever going to leave home, please. So I never had a landlord. You know what I'm saying? And I never had a landlord. I never had to pay rent. So in my mind, I'm like, if I'm going to leave my mom's house, I'm going to get a crib. I'm really looking to get an apartment. So I was really thinking way ahead of my friends. My friends was just getting apartments. Like, nah, I'm getting cool.
Let me ask you a question though. When do you think is the right time to, like, for a young man to leave his mom's or parents' house? Like, when do you think the right time is?
Man, listen, I would say when you feel financially ready, when you feel like you need to, it's like if you feel like you need to venture off and be on your own, fine. But if you're not financially ready and you want to buy a property and you could work out an arrangement with your moms, then I'll say stay. You know what I'm saying? But if you're the type, but it really depends on who you are now. You're the type of person, listen, I want to have friends, though, well, I was my own. Then get your apartment. But find out what is more of a priority to you. Do you need to have fun or do you want to build wealth and live good? So it really depends on how you feel. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I left at 26 and I'm okay. But some people would rush. My friends jumped out 18. I'm 18. Well, out of here thinking, right? And especially right now, we in 2023. The economy is not as there as it was back then. So it really depends on what you're looking for.
Okay. Curious, how much was like the real estate in New York City back then when you bought your first property?
Oh, no, definitely. So I'm 38. I bought my first crib at 26. So I would say I bought a 2-family house for $440 in Brooklyn.
Okay.
You can't find a 2-family house for $440,000. You cannot find that in Brooklyn. Not a 2-family. And it was newly renovated. So it was newly renovated, and it was like done turnkey ready.
Do you still have that property?
Absolutely.
How much is it valued at now?
That house is valued at, I would say $950. $950. But I'm not selling it because my tenants pay my mortgage. So like before, my mortgage back then was like $31,050. Now my mortgage, because I refinanced a few times, is $2,850.
Right.
So where could you find a 2-family house? You pay a mortgage for $2,800.
Yeah.
And that's 2 units, 2 apartments.
Yeah. I thought you would have said, listen, I was 26 and then you went out to Long Island and bought a house. Because you remember those times people from Brooklyn, the first house that they built, they're going to grab to Long Island or somewhere like that.
So for me, I was living in that property. So for me, it was more of it was convenient for me for job purposes. But I tell people all the time, if you're going to be an investors or if you want to buy your first property as an investment, make sure that it's local. Make sure you're not like no less than an hour away. Because if something breaks or God forbid something damages, I can't see us driving over to Connecticut in the middle of the night or driving to PA in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So I say your first property, make sure that it's local, to you.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you like house hack it at first? Like, did you live in it?
Absolutely. So I was supposed to live on one floor and rent out the second floor, right? So half of the mortgage I was supposed to cover it. But I told myself, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm okay with living in the basement and rent the first floor and the second floor.
Yeah.
And let them cover my mortgage and you rent. Also, I live in my basement in my own house, rent free.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Come on, like,
And it is newly renovated too, you said.
you can't like that.
Right.
So from there, I refinanced my crib, bought another crib. My brother was fortunate to refinance as well to get his own crib. So, you know, that's how you build wealth. Smart.
Right.
And so it all started with that one property. Yeah. Well, I was still starting with my grandmother because my grandmother had a house for us in Brooklyn for $30,000. You can't buy a house in London at $30,000. Right?
Okay.
That's that a year.
Also, that sounds.
I think this was in the 70s or 80s.
So that house is probably already.
Yeah, people wow. Well, we kept it. We kept all our houses because at the end of the day, you know, you could always increase rent. You know what I'm saying? Or your tenant, you could always increase rent. But once you sell, it's like you sell that property, then you got to buy another property for 1 million, 1.5, 1.6. So it kind of washes out. So it's like, what's the benefit of it if you're going to stay? Now, if you're going to take that money and go, you know, out of state, then yeah, you could do that. But everybody don't understand, like New York and Brooklyn, you just the tri-state area over there is always going to be a demand, no matter what.
Right.
I tell people that.
Right.
Okay, I'm on the buy and hold.
Yes. Yeah. That sounds really glad.
They said that the New York real estate market is like out of price right now. Like it's the pricing is crazy. It's going to get worse because if you think of it, right, we're in 2023, and right now the interest rates are sky high. People are still buying properties, right? Next year, when the election times come around, right, a lot of these politicians, they're going to start swaying them out of the governments. So what's going to happen is interest rates are going to start trickling down little by little. So the people that was on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to drop, they're going to come back in. So it's up that. So that alone is going to just push push the housing economy to go up because now you have more people that's going to be coming into the buying pool. Right now, there's a lot of people saving money. They're just waiting for a time. There's no time to wait. Because when interest rate drop, people are going to just jump right back in.
Right.
Then you got cannabis coming in to New York, right?
Yeah, you see everywhere you turn nowadays, you see a Smith shop. Like, there's like 5 different Smith shops in Red Block. And then across the street, it's another 5. Like, that's crazy.
So once they start legalizing the licenses, like dispensaries,
yeah,
that's more money into New York City. So more money, if that's going to happen, more tourists are going to come.
Right.
More tourists are going to come. It's going to just push the
economy. Right.
Remember, they didn't legalize the dispensary licenses as yet in New York. I don't think so.
I don't even know, but everywhere you turn, you see them smoke shops.
I like that. So once you go, legalize that, and yeah, I'm talking about there's new money gonna be coming in for New York City.
Mm-hmm. So now, do you see like a problem like in the real estate? Matter of fact, before we even get into that, like how did you become a real estate agent, broker, and things like that?
So the broker that showed me 3 houses when I was buying my first house, right? I just liked the way he operated, like the way the car he drove. He had he wore a nice suit. He was just moving super smooth. So I'm like, man, I like the way this guy moves. I can see myself doing this. Then when we got to the closing table and I saw his check, I think his check was around like 17 or 20,000. I was like, this dude only showed me 3 houses and he got a check for this amount. I'm like, nah, I could do this.
Yeah,
I'll do this. So I started taking I started practicing, trying to get my real estate license part-time. I got it part-time. And then, after 3 or 4 years of part-time, I quit my city job and I went full-time. And that's when it just took off as far as but just the real estate.
Mm-hmm.
But it started off with him, just his community, his customer service and how he took care of me on the transaction. I was like, I think I could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that kind of ties back into like exposure. You know what I mean? Because now a lot of times is what I realize is like for me personally, like that's how I was able to, get exposed to the entrepreneurship journey. Like I got exposed to young guys driving Lamborghinis. They got the ladies, they got the chains. they living life. You know what I mean? Like in their early 20s, I'm like, oh shit, I could do that too. You know? I feel like, oh, exactly, proximity is power. So there's power in proximity. So I'm like, you know what? Like these dudes are having. Like I went to conferences, they hosting these conferences, and I'm like, wow. And then it just got me into that exposure. And from there, I just started, you know, growing, learning about business, failing a lot of times, winning sometimes, and then winning some more times. And then, you know, just learning lessons. But that's how I got started to entrepreneurship journey, like just being exposed.
Yeah, you gotta. I always tell people, man, you gotta just get out of certain environments, and you'll see how that sharpens your mind, or just even just enlightens you. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like basketball, right? If I'm practicing or I'm working out with a few of my guys playing ball, right? We're gonna play ball average, right? We're gonna shoot around, I hit a J, crossover, whatever happens. But next step, Curry walk into the gym. Yeah, I'm gonna try to dunk. Yeah, I'm gonna make shots. So it's like being around certain people will kind of push you to take you to the next level, or even make you think outside the box. Because some people look at making six figures like, yo, damn, I don't know how to make six figures. And some people are like, well, I made six figures in a month. And so it's like, I made you enough.
Yeah.
So it really depends on who you operate and who you're around. So, you know, you have to be exposed to different from neighborhood. I mean, not different networks and in different locations, neighborhoods.
Yeah.
To be exposed to get to the next level.
Right.
And so how was that transition going from selling out parties,
right,
to now selling a family probably the biggest purchase of their life? Like, how was that transition? Like, how did the party environment help you with the sales, getting like selling that house?
That's a great question. So it was a hard pivot for me to do because people know me as a promoter.
Yeah.
Yo, you really throw parties now.
Now he's selling out.
The transition was extremely hard because, you know, on my page back there was like a whole bunch of girls, models, standing on couches, artists, and, you know what I mean, models. And that doesn't, you know, nobody will trust you if they see it on your page.
That's true.
So I had to make a decision where, Curtis, you're going to have to kind of like change your, just change your what's it called? Your
image.
Your image. You have to change your image because the people that you're trying to attract, it might be the same people, but they're not going to trust you because of how because of your image. So I had to step back and just reassess everything, and I had to take all those pictures down, scratch, you know, headshots, But what I noticed though is that even though I was selling houses, selling people an experience, their birthdays and parties, the level of customer service and just being relatable still remained the same.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have to treat that person with respect, or still treat that person as an individual, as somebody that you want to help or service, but just on a casual, on a professional level, you know? So it's not like, hey, yo, what you doing for your birthday? You know, I got you a table, I got a party. It's not like, hey, you know, what are you planning for your future? Or, hey, look, you know, I might have an idea for you on how they could build generational wealth. This is another conversation. So it's still customer service, still interacting. We just have to tweak it a little bit as far as like your delivery.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, like, yo, what's up? Come up. No, it's not like that. Have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so now I wanted to ask you a question, because now, like, in your party promoting days, like how have you used those skill sets, like, in your real estate industry? Because now it's like, instead of packing out parties, you stacking, like, you're packing out real estate events. Like,
right.
These are things that people look forward to on a monthly basis.
Right.
Like, every single month. Like, how do you do that now?
So, I still keep it as personal as possible. So for parties, when you invite people out, it's more personal, right? People don't really rock with you if you're like, hey, Curtis, you didn't invite me out personal. I ain't coming out to your party. So I learned to use that relatable service as a one-on-one. So I'll reach out to people. Hey, listen, I see that you're in the industry. I have a networking event that I think will benefit you. Would you like to attend? It's free.
Yeah.
So I did that to like maybe 200 people a day.
Wow.
A day.
How'd you find those people? Like
Online, you know, on Facebook, LinkedIn, their website. So in the beginning when I started doing these mixers, it was a home buyer seminar first because I needed to build clients. So I was like, listen, I'm in the industry. How can I build a network where people could come to me as a first-time buyer? So I started doing home buyer seminars. So what I did was I reached out to all my friends and family, people that were looking for help for real estate. Hey, come to my network and come to my home buyer. Yeah. And then what I did was I noticed that a lot of brokers and agents started coming in. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm on to something better than just a home buyer seminar. So I think I made a pivot. So you know what? I can make this a really cool networking event for everybody. So, and this was before entrepreneurs. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Let me contact lawyers, brokers, home inspectors, bankers, and let me just create this really cool atmosphere. And that's what I did, was started reaching out to everybody in the industry. So I started reaching out to brokers in Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island, Jersey, just hit them up one by one. Hey, listen, I'm a new agent. I'm doing this really cool networking event. It's a free event. I think you should connect with some brokers from Brooklyn. All right, cool, no problem. And that event just took off. Wow. Yeah. And then I just kept the party mindset because I used to do parties every week. Yeah. So I used to do parties Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, yeah. Every week. Yeah. So I already had that mentality of like, you're only good as your last deal. You're only good as your last party. So I already know that. And I also knew that momentum is key. So if you have momentum and you know that your events is popping or you have a good atmosphere, people are talking about it, you got to hit with another one right after, like the next month or the next week. Yeah. And get another momentum. I wasn't scared to do another event because I already came from that party world. Well, that was nothing for me. So when I'm ready to do events and if I have a pop-up party, if I have a pop-up event that's already sold out, I'm already thinking about the next event or the 2-3 events. That's smart. Yeah, because you're gonna lose momentum. Yeah. Once you hot and you have a good momentum and people is talking about you, you have to keep delivering. Once you get quiet, you give them opportunity now to go to other events or other people. Right. I still don't understand it. And you have been getting people out to you. Like, you've been doing it for 6 years straight. Last Wednesday of every month? Yeah, it's like last Wednesday every month, yeah. Wow. Yep. And we have about 200 people show up. At least. Wow. And it's quality people too. Yeah. I mean, because now I created an atmosphere and I created a culture where we're here to network, we're here to build your brand. So if you're not coming here to network or to build or add value, then it's not the place for you. So people are anticipating when you walk into those doors is, I'm going to meet somebody valuable. And that's what we just create that culture. Right. So now I want to talk about like networking. Like, how does a person, all right, so now let's say, for example, they come to your event, they get a good phone number, or not a good phone number, but they get a good person that they meet. This person could probably help them out in their business. They can probably work together. Like, how do you go about building relationships? Like, do you like check, like, so for example, I met a person like during, like 2-3 months ago. Like, how do I nurture a relationship to be like, all right, cool. Like, I want to continue to build and I want to continue to do work with this person. Like, do you like contact them monthly, weekly? How does that look? First of all, so you got to kind of tap into your, so what I usually do is I try to, every month I try to create a list of like 20 to 30 important people that I need to stay in contact with. That is a part of my business. So, and I nurture these people. So it's like, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a seller, or if it's a new contact, what I do is I have I won't say a drip campaign, but I have them in my contacts. And what I do is every Monday, I'll just tap in. Hey, how you doing? Hope all is well. Just checking in. And then what I do is I'll do a follow-up. But the follow-up is not about the business, because it depends on the person, though. Because if the person's all about business, don't talk to me if it's not about business. So you got to kind of either send them like, an article or something that you guys have something in relations to keep you guys ahead, on top of mind. For me, I always have to evaluate who I might try to stay in contact with, because you don't want to overload them and you don't want to bore them. So you have to find a nice sweet spot where you could reach out to them. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Hope all is well. Just tapping in. Hey, look, I saw this cool article. I thought that might pique your interest. Or, hey, look, I'm building this, this project right now. I thought about what you said. Let me know your thoughts. Because a lot of people, depending on who they are, they like to feel valued by them. Some people like to feel valued by you asking them questions about their business, about your business, if that makes sense.
That's true.
So it really depends. So you have to really you have to kind of know who you're networking with and what you're trying to get out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're really like 40 loaves of power and all this stuff, I understand.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to read that so well.
But it depends on, so you have to figure out who are you nurturing, like what type of business you're nurturing with that person, and find out ways that you could add value without overloading. Yeah. Once you figure that out, there's a sweet spot where you guys can have a conversation. But then also too, you want to also meet the person, once in a while to check in, or if they're having an event, or, you have an event. That's why it's good to find out, their birthdays, if they have friends, family, kids, pets, because those are topics that you can stay on top of mind.
I started doing that too. Like, I started doing that same thing. And it's funny that you mentioned it, because like I created a VIP list.
Right.
But my thing is, like, I just don't know how to hit this list. Like, if you if I hit you up every now and then, don't feel my blood. So basically what I try to do is like for example, Thanksgiving just passed. Like, I go ahead and I message all the people in the VIP list. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying it with your family, X, Y, Z, So now, like, for example, like the people that's guests on our podcast, that's going to be another list. Hey, just checking in, see what you got going on. How can I provide value?
Yep. I say, and because you understand, we are so bombarded with so much distractions. You got to stay in contact with your VIP list.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, somebody else is going to tap into that. I mean, they can, but you want to be a person that also that they're on their top of mind. So now if opportunity presents itself, they can reach out to you guys, or hey, listen, I have opportunity, or hey guys, I have some situation. They'll think of you guys immediately off rip. So I think also too is when you reach out to your clients, or when you network with people, get as much information from them as possible. But you don't have to make it as like a, hey, what's your name? Check. Date of birth? Check. No, it's like has conversation go. Yeah. Hey, it's your other dog. What's your dog's name? Oh, okay. Cool. All right, cool. Noted. All right, cool. You married. When's your anniversary? Oh, noted. You know what I'm saying? So those things now is, you could reach out to them, not just also like, hey, just checking in with you. You're like, oh, yo, your anniversary showed up. Oh, okay, look. Oh, your dog name is Travis. Look, I just started, I saw the dog named Travis too. It's just kind of like cool, organic stuff, because it might seem cool, but you're really just checking in.
Right.
But I'm in game right now. But I do this to all my clients.
Yeah.
I have a spreadsheet of all my clients' date of births, their anniversaries, birthdays, the last house we sold, the type of car they have, the type of, type of food they like, all of that. So if I see some type of movement, yeah, because you gotta, you want to be able to, you want to get as cool as people as comfortable, so that they can feel receptive to you, so that once they feel like they want to buy or sell, I'm talking from my perspective, oh, yo, Curtis is my guy, no, without a doubt, he knows me in and out, like, man, he knows the type of food I like. He sent me nice dishes. He sent me beverages of wine for anniversaries.
That's
the business for that. Yeah.
Wow. So now, like on your VIP list, like, do you man, the question just slipped. Like, you're manually doing this too?
Yeah. So for my top 20, 30, man, but for my influence, like customers and clients, I have the CRS system. CRS system, I use for like to just tap in with my past clients. Now, I deal with too many clients now.
Do you send them like say for example, it might be it might be Valentine's Day. Do you send them like envelopes in the mail? Like, do you?
So it depends. So now, obviously, if I met them as a couple, I'll say, hey, happy Valentine's Day. But if I don't know if if I met them as a single person, I wouldn't send them that. Now, it's like marriage couple, yes.
Okay.
If I sold them a property and they were, and that he was with if there was a couple, then yes. But if I know them as a single, if they, move in, I don't really tap into that unless, they had a question, or they say, hey, my significant other, is looking for a property or something like that, and then give me clues like that, then yes.
Right.
Don't get no clues like that, then no. I keep it very neutral.
I actually learned that from reading this book. It was called The One-Page Marketing Plan. And it was this guy in there, he's a car salesman, and basically what he would do is like every holiday, he will send out like he has a designated person that sends out envelopes to his clients every single holiday or whatever it might be. So now he's selling like, he's one of those car salesmen that he's selling like 10, 15 cars a day.
That's great.
Because he's always staying top of mind. Like every time they want to buy a new car, yeah, you buy a new car, this gonna last you for the next 5 years, but you about to get this whip for the next 5 years. You know what I mean? So
My God, we all need to do that because Instagram, social media, man, it's like it's just overload with just content and so much suggestions, and they listening to you now on the phones now. So everything that you think about pops up. So how can you stay in front of somebody like that? You know, and that's supposed to be a customer. It's tough.
right,
You got to do that.
right. Any suggestions for us, like as podcasters, like for example, our guests that we have on the show, like what would you do if you had a podcast?
So if I had a podcast, I would have every guest fill out a contact information, a client sheet. You know, your name, where you from, just cool stuff. And then what I would do is I would upload that into a CRM system or upload that into like some type of like a follow-up app so that now you could just email us or contact us, you know, once a week or twice a week. No, twice a month, just or some update on like, you know, hey guys, we just upgraded, or hey guys, we just met this new person, or hey guys, you know, just, or individually, just hey, just want to check in with you, you know, the podcast was great, let's do a follow-up session.
Right.
But I'll try to get as much information from us as possible.
Well, you're in that for sure. Yeah, I'm in that for sure.
Stalk their Instagram, look at their friends and families, and, you know, just tap in, find out their favorite teams, sports. That's why, you know.
Yeah, that makes some, okay, that makes a lot of sense now, because it's all like common things. Like I was big into the sports. Like, he likes watching basketball and stuff like that, but I don't really like, you know, watch sports.
So what do you like to do? Like, what's your favorite hobby?
Podcasting, definitely learning a lot. I feel like kind of like
Reading books, like
reading. That's definitely something I like to do. I feel like person speaking, bro. Like,
what about artists? Do you have any nice?
oh yeah. Artist I see right now is definitely what's his name? Brent Filets. He's that stuff. Brent that. That's a dude that she got to tap into. He real nice.
You see, so stuff like that, you would send out to your podcast, your subscribers or your podcast. Hey guys, yo, this is cool artist. I want you guys to listen to, tap into. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people like new vibes, new ideas, new incentives. I don't know if into clothes. Like, there's so many ways to give value to people. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. That's real good.
Now, you're already getting a lot of game, Curtis, and I'm actually glad you're here, because networking is kind of like an art, you know, because a lot of people, they go to these conferences, they go to these events, but they're approaching like high-level people, and sometimes they don't know how to come, like, they ask them questions and things like that, and they might come off as probably annoying, or they might, you know, might be a contact. As soon as you work with it, delete it, you know. So it's like, how do you come up to, especially high-level individuals, how do you come up and kind of like introduce yourself to them without coming off as like, you know, needy or like annoying in a way?
So there's a couple ways, right? So it depends on the person that you're trying to meet, right? If it's somebody that you're really trying to meet, you want them to see you at least 2-3 times.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say, you know, I don't know, you want to meet, I don't know. Give me an artist, give me somebody that you guys probably want to meet one day. I don't know.
Burna Boy,
right? Cool. You probably go to a concert, right? Or he's having like a meet and greet with fans and stuff, right? You go, you attend. Then you probably reach out to certain people that he's around, or if he's in town, you tap in. Now what you do is you guys are podcast interviewers, right? You try to get into certain doors.
Yeah.
Now when you see him, like, hey, listen, I saw you over here. Just want to, you know, say what's up to you. Do you mind to just share a little bit of, you know, 2-3 minutes with us?
Yeah.
If I say no, fine, cool, no matter, no problem. You catch him again.
Yeah.
But as long as you stay, I don't say adamant, but like, you have to be, not say persistent, but just be consistent. And that's how you meet certain people. But now, if you meet somebody for the first time, you have to kind of shoot your shot, but on a casual level. Like, you can't be so awesome, like, oh my God, yo, I can't meet you for the first time. I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, how you doing? You know, this is what I'm about. This is what I want to do. You know, I admire what you're doing. Do you have a little minute time for me to do an interview or to just talk? Yes or no? But it has to happen organically. It can't just happen like, like aggressively, because they could feel that. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
So it didn't have to happen organically. And then if you see the person once or twice, just come at them, respectfully, this is what I do. And then if you stay on top of mind and consistent, they'll remember you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Curtis, I think you should definitely write a book about networking.
Yeah. How to, like, that word.
It is really needed, because I remember when I first started, like, it was like, hi, how are you? It was like an interview, like, and it felt so great, like, and I just got better by keep going out there. And that's how I was able to build so many good relationships. Like our first 10 guests is all off of people that I met prior, like people that I met in different rooms or different places, but they're all from being inside of rooms. And that's how we were able to get such quality people, But yeah. But now, quick question: how did you really like high level people like the mayor, Jay-Z? Like how do you that actually happen, bro? Because like by you meeting the door, it opened up other doors for other people like us. You know what I mean? So not only it just benefited yourself, it benefited your community. So like, how did you do that? Like, how did you meet them?
And that's why I tell people, man, like, networking brings so much value to people. It's not even funny. Like, I tell people all the time, there's so many people that come up to me like, hey, Curtis, you changed my life because I was at your event and I switched firms. Like, I was at one brokerage firm and I came to a mixer and I'm at another brokerage firm. You know what I mean?
That's big.
And I think for me, networking opened up a lot of doors. And as far as like with the mayor, I don't know the mayor personally, right? But what happened was my networking event, the NYREM, it brought so much traction. It brought so much attention to that organization because I went to that Black Man's Brunch.
Yeah.
And I was just, I participated as a vendor. And I just came there as let me just participate as a vendor. Show support. Let me get exposure for the brand, right? Yeah. So really, coincidentally, somebody in their camp was like, hey, listen, you need that guy that was a vendor there, you need to come to one of his events.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go see what he's doing. So they came to my event because I'm staying consistent, because you never know who's watching, right? That's how I always.
But they watching.
They watching.
Yeah.
They came to the event. They was like, man, I like this kid, man. I like this brother, man. We need to partner up. I said, cool, no problem. Let's do it. And that just happened. And then me partner up with them. They were like, hey, listen, we're going to have the mayor there. I said, cool, no problem. You guys do your thing. I said, you know what? You guys come pull up. Come check it out. And that just synergy, it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
But all that happened because of the consistency and for me being open-minded and going to other people's events and just seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
Say that with Malik Yoba. One of my friends put me in contact with Malik Yoba because me and my boys, we should throw parties together. So he saw what I was doing, being consistent with the parties, with the events. And he said, hey, you know what? Hey, Curtis, I want you to meet this guy. His name's Malik Yoba. I said, oh, wait a minute. I got him that. Okay, cool. Let's have him sit down. We had to sit down. He said, oh, you know what? I like what you're doing. I'm going to come through. Come. I'm going to be a guest. Done. So just things happen organically, but again, people have to believe in your value and your product.
Right.
And you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
So that takes me all. That takes me from parties into my real estate journey. You just never know who you're going to meet. And you never know who's watching you. Right. And so with your podcast, you always want to keep it consistent because you just never know who's going to tap in. You never know who's going to click that link. You never know who's going to refer this link to somebody else.
Exactly.
Gotta keep it consistent.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like when me and Ira first started our podcast, we really thought and what really got us to the point where we had our first 10 episodes and fast forward 1,000 followers on Instagram, over 100,000 plus views on Instagram, like the numbers are crazy, is because we posted at least one a day, for the past 4 months now since we started. The kind of guests that we get is all quality, everybody's liking the mission, they're seeing we're showing up every week, every month, every day on Instagram for sure. So now it's really building up and it's just about to be a whole snowball effect,
What you guys are doing is phenomenal because you're giving people successful people highlights. Well, you're giving us content. I'm not gonna lie, like this is content for us, value for us. So now, guess what? We post this on our websites. We post this on our social media channels. It's only going to be reciprocated back to you guys. You know, and vice versa. You guys posted this on your website or your channels. Somebody's gonna be like, oh my God, I want to get into real estate. Or you know what? I want to do networking events. So it's gonna get reciprocated.
Right.
But it has to stay consistent though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the value. Right. So no, what you guys are doing is great, man. And I just want to continue, seeing you guys grow. And anybody that I could bring on and to share with you guys, try first. That's
that sounds exceptional. Well, that's gonna be real good.
Yeah, but I think networking is key though, as far as like everybody here have their own network. Like you guys could build your own network.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like even doing like networking events, podcast networking events, bringing other podcasters to come in and just like, like I think that'll be pretty dope too. Like reach out to other podcast interviewers and just see what they're doing. It's probably going to create like a network where you guys host it and be the main ones on there.
Yeah.
I just need to be like, okay, easy.
That did strike an idea. That did strike an idea. But now let me ask you a question now. So now, like, how does a person go about like sourcing a place to, because I know you're thinking about actually teaching the networking, events, things like that for whatever industry it might be. How does a person go about sourcing, getting people to show up and all of that stuff? Like
as far as like, if I'm creating a networking event or?
Yeah. All right. So let's just say we got an idea, right? For me, we want to start hosting networking events because we want our community to realize that we're real people. Right. How do we go about like starting this whole networking event, getting people to show up, getting the location?
I think the first thing you need to start with first is get a nice venue. Don't kill yourself with the venue.
Yeah.
Make sure it's a venue where it's central. So first, you also got to figure out who you're marketing to. Right. Once you figure out who you're marketing to or who you're looking to invite, make sure that the venue is central and just make sure that it's the ambiance and the people that you invite get an experience. I'm always big on.
That's true.
I'm always big on people getting an experience.
The Porsche dealership.
Right. And it was all about the experience. Oh, you went to the Porsche event?
Yeah, I went to that one. That joint was nice. It was that's something you ain't gonna forget. You're not gonna forget that. You're not gonna forget it.
So what I would tell people is, if you're gonna do your first networking event, you want to make sure that people don't remember. So you want to get like a nice space, but you don't want to come out your pocket crazy because you're the first one. But you want a space where people come in like, oh wow, like these guys, they really took the time to think about this whole networking event or this whole experience. So I would say get a place that has lighting, a good ambiance, a nice space, a nice location, and from there, do a video of the space so that people could see where they're going to network at, and then send it out to them individually, personal. I would do that personal.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, create an RSVP list of about maybe, it depends on how much people you try to bring out. I'm free trying to bring out.
Oh no, the 130.
So if you want to bring out 100 people, you have to have at least 350 RSVPs.
So that's like,
because the 30% is
30% show up rate. Okay.
30% show up rate. So I'll say, yeah. So 320 RSVPs, you're looking at maybe about 500 people. Maybe 100. No, is that 100 people? No way. I can do the math.
Well, I mean, let's do the math.
You want people to show up? Let's say 350 times. Yeah. Because I do show rates no matter what. Right. So 105 people. So you have to get 250 RSVPs to get 105 people to show up to your party.
Okay.
I keep saying party. No, I'm not doing science, but that's what right. But that's the level of RSVPs that you need to have.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So and that's light though. That's light. That's light.
I think it will be light for sure. Like, especially like if you got a community, you got people that are listening, things like that. It should be light for sure.
You always a social influence. If you're influenced, contact the people that are around you, the podcasters or people that you interviewed already. We tell them to bring like 5-10 people out.
That makes sense too.
Listen, I did shows 800, thousands of people, man. I packed out 2-3 floors it's all, if you break down the numbers, you'll see it. It works. You just have to put the work in.
Right. Yeah. Don't take my big consideration.
My mixes, I'll get no less than 600 RVPs for my mixes. No less than 600. And again, only maybe 250 people show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So every month I gotta get at least 600 RVPs.
Yeah.
So that's how you gotta see it. People look at 50 RVPs, they think they oh my God, no.
They probably bro.
Because people remember, people cancel, people have kids, people have to, people won't be able to make it.
Might be raining outside.
So that's how you gotta think of it like that.
Wow.
Remember,
Yeah. You know any questions, bro?
Yeah, now that's definitely something we gotta.
Yeah, I'm really considering it. There's a lot of that makes it separates you from a lot of people.
I mean, real estate events, like, ain't nobody doing real estate makes assistance. That's that. I see a lot of people do real estate events, but they do 1 or 2 drop, 1, 2, 3 drop, fuck drop. I do it every single month. I already have to do it to a science.
Wow. Yeah, I just was about to ask about that because, like, being that, in New York City is kind of like, everything's like, it's not that much network. I mean, you kind of got to know about them, the networking events. So when did you realize, like, hey, like, this is something that's not in the city, and because some people might look at it like, all right, so I'm bringing other real estate agents and brokers. They might take my resources.
Right.
When did you be like, hey, like, I'm just gonna share my networks. We all just gonna build together.
So once you so for me, I'm operating from a level of abundance now.
Yeah,
I don't operate from a scarcity mindset no more. So if you know that you kind of got it, you don't have to like hide your contacts, because if you know you're that ambitious and you know that you could people rock with you, the money's gonna come to you regardless. So from that point, I want to be the person that people come to me when they need to network. When they have to, hey, listen, you have a new agent or you're a new broker, or you're trying to get into the banking industry, you come to my networking event. So I wasn't really looking at my deals. Now the way I didn't say protect my deals is I have a VA and I have an assistant now that contacts all my attendees after the event. So the follow-up, you know what I mean? So it's really about how you strategically orchestrate your events, but then what you do on the back end. Because if you're the main person, they're going to always want to contact the main person.
Yeah.
But it's just how you do the follow-up, So I just say that all the time. So you guys should be the point person for the podcast or networking events here, and just let it be out for everybody. But just make sure that you're on the forefront, and that the next day you just do the follow-up. Right. Or then next day, then you have another event coming up, and the next event coming up. Because people can't do this. People can't hang in for that long. They said we could do it, but they can't hang in that long.
That's a fact.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So what has having like a high network, like what opportunities has it blessed you with? Like, what was the biggest opportunity?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, listen, this one of my friends had a house. He had a friend that needed to sell their house, so they came to my event. Right? Cool. And I spoke to him on the side and said, "Hey, listen, Kurt, I want you to take care of my friend. Her father passed away, and I came to your event because I know who you were. Being you was cool, but I see you do your thing. I want to come." I said, "Cool, no problem." I met with the girl. Her father left her like 3 cribs.
Wow.
And I sold one of her cribs for 1.2. We listed the property for 1.9, and we sold it for $3 million. And that check was like 90 bands.
Wow. One deal.
Right.
How long did it take to sell the house?
1 week. They cried. It was a nice house. It was a really, really nice house. But again, he knew of me. We was mad cool, but he never had the opportunity to come to me.
Yeah.
So he took the time to come to my networking event to just have this conversation. So that alone just speaks volumes. So I'm always gonna keep doing these events. Then I had another opportunity where a mortgage lender from the West Coast saw my event, was like, "Hey, listen, Curtis, I tried to tap into the New York industry. I want to be a sponsor. Cut me a check for $3,000 just to be a sponsor." Never been to my events before. Trying to tap into the New York market. He saw my article, saw my Instagram, saw it was all the videos. "Hey, how much for your sponsorships?" I told him the sponsorships. He flew out, cut me a check, $3,000. Been a part of it ever since.
Wow.
You know, so it just created a lot of opportunities for me now. You know, I get my own deals for my events. You know, I have firms that reach out to me that want to be a part. That I have firms that do reach out to me for me to be a part of their firms. I know I have to. You know, I have how I say I have now not leverage. I have leverage now to kind of like negotiate certain deals.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working on a deal right now. Can't talk about it, but you know, next year we'll see. I'm gonna be at another firm, but yeah, just the power of networking.
Wow. Wow.
Create your own network.
So now let me ask you a question. Like, where do you see yourself with everything, like the real estate business, the networking, the real estate mixers? Where do you see yourself? Like, because I think like you're at a phenomenal level right now, you know. But where do you see, like, if there's always room for growth, like there's always another level. Like, where do you see this thing going to?
Two things. I think next year or the year after, I'm gonna expand. Like, a lot of people have been asking me to do networking events, like do this mixer in Miami, do this mixer in Delaware, do this mixer in DC, do this mixer in the DMV area, do it in the West Coast. So I do want to find like strong partners or strong players in those areas, and then maybe let them do like an MRVM over there. You know, like, but I have to like map it out first.
Yeah.
I do want to expand. I do want to have my own lounge because I have a strong network already. So I want to get my own lounge, and I also want to continue building my real estate portfolio.
In New York, you want to do the lounge? Okay.
Yeah. And then I also want to come out with a book.
You need to come out with a book, but that networking play, how to properly network.
That way, yeah. I think a lot of people do reach out to me. I have a few mentees that do their own network. They this Prince. So he came to my networking event. So what I was doing, he does trade options, do day trading. Came to my networking event. So what I was doing, I showed him he wanted to do his own networking events. Showed him how to do it, and he does his own networking events. You know, I think that's one of my most successful or one of my pretty cool accomplishments is to see somebody saw what I was doing and kind of like did their own thing. Like that's popular.
Yeah, that's really good. That's real good. So now, how about like real estate investing? That's a part of some of your goals moving forward.
I want to build a portfolio of real estate. I want to build like buildings, multifamilies, or like 20 units, 30 units. I also want to hold. I do want to get into the not hospitality, but I do want to own a few hotels because I feel like my networking events is going under hospitality, like, you know, customer service. So I do want to create like a hospitality business because I still want to do events.
Really?
I still want to do like the New Year's Eve parties and the little I still want to do those because you've been to my like the Porsche events.
Yeah.
I do a lot of lifestyle events. So I still want to keep that. So I think I want to incorporate that under like hospitality. So when people come in town, they could come check out
On the Curtis lot.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Wait, you said you had an event at a Porsche dealership?
You wasn't?
Nah,
You wasn't?
no.
Somebody kind of told me about it.
Yes. I give you that connection.
Again, so so they had an event at the Porsche dealership, and I saw it online. I said, "Cool, I'm gonna pull up." I pulled up to the event, and they had some organization was hosting it, right? So I was like, "Cool." I'm just trying to figure out who's the manager because I already know I'm gonna do the event here. So I'm like, "Let me figure out who's the manager." So I went to the manager. I told him, "Hey, listen, my name is X, Y, and Z. My name is Curtis. I do these really nice, cool networking events. I would love for you to come see it." He said, "Oh, cool, no problem." He came and saw it. He's like, "Yo, these are all brokers, real estate investors, attorneys." And yeah, he said, "Let's have a meeting." I said, "Cool." Went back to the Porsche dealership, had to sit down. He said, we'll love for you to do these events at this Porsche dealership, no cost. No, because again, the quality.
Yeah, it's not.
But yeah, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not that type of crowd. You know, it's a clean crowd. They do what they date. We had a conversation. He said, "All right, cool, no problem." After that, we shook hands. We made an agreement. I just, selected a date. Had no, it not bothered me. Did it. Boom, sell off. But again, it's networking because you have to have a good product. You have to have good quality. So for him, he saw that as a layup for him because he's like, "Yo, wait a minute. I could bring a lot of professionals, real estate professionals to my showroom because he just became a manager like 3 years ago at there. And I think 3 people at that event, I think they 2 people bought Porsches. Oh, 2 people bought Porsches. They were like, yo, Dan is coming. I'm back. Let's do another one. Let's run it ahead. 4 people inquired because they had Porsches already, and then 2 people bought Porsches.
Wow.
To that networking event. Yep.
Because we did get the opportunity to sit in like a select few cars, like so that was, you know, like you get to sit in it. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that.
Right.
You know? I did an event at Louis Vuitton. I did an event at Alpha.
But yeah, bar number 9. Yeah.
People didn't even know what bar number 9 was.
Yeah.
Right?
And for people that don't know, it's Cologne.
Bar number 9 is high-end Cologne.
Yeah.
In New York. And so these are experiences that people will never take for granted, and they're always going to remember.
Right.
So I always want to create that type of like brand,
Right.
and that takes consistency.
Right. And then, all right, Chris, I wanted to ask you, like, how important is content to you? Because I remember you was telling me, like one of the top brokers in New York City, yeah, I didn't want to say, I didn't know if he was coming to say, why is so he reached out to you because he checked out your content, or his team checked out your content, and they see it, like, so how is important, like, is content to you?
Content, I think, is like the forefront of your brand, and is the image of your brand. So I think that keeping it don't have to be clean, but just a relatable content to who you are will resonate to whoever needs to reach out to you. So I feel like being consistent with your content, keeping it organic, not so programmed, because people like authenticity, and people like, you know, for you to be organic. So like for me, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff with my family, real estate, my events, but it's not like, you know, high polished tutorial, you know, because people can smell that as fake. They want people that's organic. So when obviously his team is trying to, you know, his team was recruiting and looking for new brokers and just trying to like expand their brand. That's how I got that call. You know, that's why I got that call. And just, you know, us having that conversation and having interviews, and then that's how we create that.
At this point, like, Instagram is like a portfolio. It is. It's your It's your resume. You get portfolio. Like, people don't even want to know about like your actual resume nowadays. Like, when you're doing business or doing deals or something like that, most times they check out your Instagram. They check out what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't Google them,
I said, I can't, because it's like, if you want people to trust you with millions of thousands of dollars, if people's going to trust you with thousands of dollars, and people are going to trust you with their time, they want to see who's behind the scenes. Oh, not only that, they want to know who they're supporting, who they're not going to support. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you could be this person just doing some wild rapper stuff on Instagram or social media, and guess what? They can't support that.
Yeah.
You know? And they don't want to be associated with that brand.
Right.
You know? So I would tell people, man, just be very, very mindful of what you post and your content, because if you don't think people's looking at you, people are going to be watching.
They might not be liking, they might not be commenting, they might not be sharing. Oh no, but they watch it.
The people will show you though.
They watch it. Yeah, the sales will show you. Things will show you. They want to come back. Like, oh shit, you said this one that. Yeah, we love to do business. We not going to do business. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. All right. Any other questions, bro?
Yeah, no, I would just think. So for like anybody who's like watching it, they want to be like, they want to jump into real estate, they want to be an agent or investor, like how do they start that process? I'll say personally first, if you want to be an investor, if you want to be in real estate, if you want to get your license or you're a broker, if you want to get into real estate, you have to come to my network. That's like the golden rule. Like, you have to come to this networking event because we're going to talk to you. We're going to see the good, the bad, and you're going to just talk to people that are experienced in this game. So first thing first, do that. Come still to be around. But tap into somebody tap into somebody that has experience with the real estate. I would say that's key. Find a mentor or just shadow somebody that's in real estate, because there's a lot of the learning curve is bad. The learning curve is heavy, and sometimes, you know, having a mentor will alleviate some of that learning curve. So like for me, I have a mentor, and, you know, for 2024, you know, I pay my mentor, you know, because at the end of the day, I know how valuable their time is. And, you know, I want to speed up my learning curve. So I'm going to pay to play.
Yeah.
So I tell people that if you can't pay to play, then you have to add value. How you want to add value to that vendor? Whether it's, equity, meaning like, labor, meaning, hey, listen, can I help you? Or, resources. I know somebody that can help you with your business, so instead of paying me, just give me game. And that's the best way I could tell them.
Yeah. Would you advise somebody to become a real estate agent or like?
It depends. If we're not a people's person, no.
Yeah.
If you're a people's person, okay. If you have patience, yes. If you don't like dealing with a lot of personalities, no. Because there's a lot of personalities you have to deal with this.
Yeah.
A lot of personalities. And then also, if you don't like be told no, then no, it's not for you.
Right. Because you see a lot of times is like, especially when you go to certain networking events, like you might see people doing like real estate on a part-time thing and like they ain't really selling nothing.
Because real estate is a full-time job.
Yeah.
I didn't start making good money till I got into real estate. Till I started doing real estate full-time. I was making like maybe 20,000, 40,000 part-time, but I ain't 6 figures till I was full-time. You gotta be like, because you gotta be available and you have to know your stuff in and out. And if somebody can't reach you and then off a fly, you can't answer certain questions or get back to them in a timely fashion, then why would somebody want to pay you $20,000, $30,000 to sell their property? Think about it. Like, why would pay you $90,000 to sell my crib if you part-time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of money, man.
We're like, that's definitely.
If you will sell your house, would you give away to a part-timer or a full-time person?
I'll do a full-time person for sure.
Right?
If I'm paying somebody that's more expensive.
Listen, what could worth $1 million? You gotta pay somebody $60,000. Who would you rather pay?
The experience, full-timer for sure.
Wait. But there are some people, in certain cultures, they will give the shot to the part-timer.
Yeah.
I know they will give the shot to the part-timer. But if that what shows who you know sometimes. But in theory, some people would rather give if I'm going to invest $60,000 into somebody or pay somebody $60,000, I want to make sure this person knows they're going to sell my house for max dollar, not just, let me get back to you, or, I can't show the house right now because I'm working. What?
Well, and that makes that does.
I can't show the property. My bad. I'm at my other job. Okay.
You go find somebody.
Okay. He wants somebody that's full time.
Right. Okay. All right, cool. I don't have a because you got so yeah. Just got because people watching this, some of them might want to buy a house. So like being like a real estate agent, what are you guys looking for? Because you bought your first out at 26.
Yeah.
So like, what's some advice for somebody who's trying to get their first house?
So want to get their first house?
Yeah.
So my advice to somebody that want to buy their first property is, what is your lifestyle like, and what do you feel comfortable doing maintenance? Because a lot of people fall in love buying a property, right? I want a multi-family, I want a one-family house, a two-family house, but don't want to cut grass, don't want to shovel snow, don't want to check the boiler, don't want to go on the roof to clean the gutters, don't want to check the pipes. So what, be real with yourself. Like, do you want to live in a house, or do you rather live in a nice condo with a doormat? Well, that's the amenities. So some people get this perception of house, where like, yeah, I'm an homeowner, I'm living in a big house by myself, little bit still, and you got to cut down all that stuff by yourself, right? So I always ask them, like, be real. Like, it's okay to buy your first property. Your first property could be a condo, it could be a co-op, it could be a nice, it could be a nice small co-op where you pay the maintenance, and then after a couple of years, you fix it. And, you sell it, or you take somebody out of that co-op or condo and you buy another property. So it really depends on, again, what do you feel comfortable with? Now, if you're a person, hey, listen, I'm okay with hiring a property manager to manage a property, to do the landscape, and then okay, fine. So, I think that question is important. Also, is this your dream house or this is your income house? You know what I mean? Because some people fall in love. Oh my God, my first property has to be a gated fence. It has to have a pool in the back, garage. But are you here to make money off of it, or you here to just? Oh, this is gonna be your dream house? Because if this is your dream house, remember you're 20-something years old. What's your house for? The next 50 years?
Exactly.
No, you think so? Yeah. Right, so we're having to be real estate. Yeah. How are you gonna live in this house for 50 years? No. All right. So this is your income house. Now let's make this an income house. So if income is driving this car, or this vehicle for you, let's not look at the aesthetics. As long as it makes sense on paper, let's get it.
Right.
Now, if you fall in love with the aesthetics, then you're looking for a dream house. This ain't it then. You know what I mean? So when you have these conversations with people, then they be like, oh, okay, I understand now. Then you don't got to worry about that backyard or that driveway.
Exactly.
As long as you're making money or it's financially stable for you, then yeah. But if you have to be like, Chris, I do not want to live with no tenants, then maybe a single family might be good for you because you don't want to deal with tenants.
Yeah.
I was okay with living in my basement and 2 tenants a tower. I was okay with that. Maybe a single girl might not be okay with it. You know, maybe a couple might not be okay with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Really?
Those questions, I always like to ask these questions first before you do any type of investment.
Okay. So I got a quick question before we wrap. So a billionaire, his name was Grant Cardone. He said,
10x. I bet there's a
yeah. So do you agree with the term that he said, if it's don't buy houses or buy properties instead? Like, do you agree with that term?
So what do you mean by buy a house? Like buy not like your dream?
No, he said a house is not an investment. It's actually a liability. Do you believe that a house is a liability or an asset?
No, I think it's an asset.
Why do you think that?
Because depending on location, people can't live without food and people can't live without shelter. And if the economy gets worse or inflation goes up, rent goes up because people need a place to live. So I don't see it as a loss. Now, if you overleverage your house, meaning like, you take out an equity out your house, you buy another house, and they're not rented or they're not up to par, then yeah, it could keep with you.
Yeah.
But I think you have to buy assets. I think Grant Cardone is just trying to have people stay liquid. So you can this is just saying to me, I think that's what I think. No, don't buy it. Stay liquid. Dynamic little, get it better. Stay boxing. No.
And so, I don't put anything wrong with he said it does make sense, but he said another thing is he's like, if it doesn't have multiple doors, don't buy it. Like if you don't have, like if it's one door to the house, don't buy it. If it has multiple doors, you buy it. So that's I agree with that because it makes sense.
I do agree.
Yeah.
Because again, why invest if you're not going to buy multifamily, multiple doors for rent? However, though, if you started off renting in the beginning and you want to get out of that tax, what the young lady said before, that getting hit with so many taxes, it's not that want to buy a single family home first to eliminate some of that taxes, build equity. And then the second house, it could be a multifamily. So it really depends on your situation to try to get out.
Yeah.
Because everybody don't want to pay rent all their life. So if you get a nice apartment where it's your mortgage, it's your property, and yes, you might not be making money, but you're paying into your mortgage, you're still building equity regardless. Right? A lot of people don't see that. We will say that you will see it now, but in the future down the line, you will see the equity. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. My brother, he bought the house with me when it was 26. He got a condo now, so it's like he off the strip of my multifamily house, he got his own crib, and then from there he going to build equity in his condo, get another crib. See what I'm saying? But it wasn't a multifamily, but it's he's not paying rent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rent always increases, mortgage decreases. Think about that. Yeah, every time you're paying into your mortgage, you're always decreasing your monthly payments. But rent always increases on that.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. It's only going to go up.
Only going to come back was a COVID. I didn't have enough gas. Yeah, that thing. And I don't think that's the only time I saw when, rent was dropping was through COVID.
How did that affect you, like the urban area, the Dorset area?
It was dropped. Like my business was quiet for a year, but the next year it skyrocketed because when people left New York City to go to the Bay and to go to outdoor spaces to the suburbs, right? New York was dead, right? So what happened was a lot of people that